Welcome back to the Idrissian Kingdom. So yeah, I already knew I was going to do that, man. Welcome to the battlefield, we'll just say that. So, we are going to hopefully make some more progress against Samaria today, and then take some time to sort out the public order problems we've been having. But we've got to start by ending the turn. I suspect this is either the last or the second to last of the armies of Samaria. Go ahead and auto-resolve that. Egypt is taking care of our rebellions for us, which I don't really care. But I think we're basically through all of the armies of Samaria, so now it's essentially just dealing with their garrisons as quickly as possible.
As I would throw a rope.
Looks like they only have 4 remaining settlements. I'm hoping I can get to them before the nomads do, because I really want their province up at the top of the Black Sea.
I offer this in my lord's...
That's the rebellion that Egypt dealt with for me. I'm not even going to spend any more money down there right now, just because I don't need to. Alright, now let's get to the meat of it. They both decided to enter a fortified stance, so let's see, do I have any cavalry here? I'm going to attack the one that doesn't have artillery to force the artillery to move. And I think we can just auto-resolve that one, that's fine. Yeah, I pretty much lost one of the units and the general got beat up, but that's okay. We'll take the money for now, actually. Okay, now Samaria does have some fleets moving in, but our garrisons are pretty healthy, and we have each of them supplemented with military forces. So we should be good to go there.
At once. Ready for battle.
You guys can go ahead and stop raiding and start attacking over here. I'm just going to encircle that for now because I want to try and reach these guys.
Ready for orders. To victory!
I was really hoping these guys would retreat, actually, but let's jump in and take them out. Hopefully we can use our pikes to just really, really rapidly press our way through... press our way through the couple of levies that they have, and then we can just get in and massacre the archers. Fortunately, I've got some levy troops to send up as meat shields. But I'm actually going to sit back for just a little bit at the beginning and see if they charge out at me. Because if they do that, it'll just make it even easier for my cavalry to get involved. Let's have the bulk of our force just straight on from the front. Yeah, we'll just have a second line here for now. Okay, now are they going to charge out, or are they going to sit there? It looks like they're going to wait for me.
When our foes have stopped worshipping their sacred pig, or whatever foulness the animal endures at their hands, we shall have a battle. When the time comes, kill your barbarian cleanly and move on.
Yeah, I think they're just reforming. I don't think they're charging out to meet me. So let's go ahead and start moving up. We'll get right up to the border of the arrow tower's range and then just wait. Our slingers should hopefully outrange them, but we've had problems trying to use range to our advantage in the past with these slingers. So what's the play here? They've got, I think, what, 4, maybe 5 units of melee infantry? I think I'm going to send these levies up to break down some of the walls and absorb most of the initial fire, and then move the pikes in, hopefully in more of a solid line, and just kind of sweep straight through. I think that's what's going to work best for me. Very heavy missile cavalry. Go ahead and just speed this bit up. I want to see if I can soften them up with my slingers a little bit first, but I'm not going to prioritize it. Okay, if we sit here, we're on fire at will, so I don't think we can quite reach anything. Let's go ahead and move into the tower's range just a little bit, because the slingers can take a little bit of fire from the towers early on and not take too much damage. But will they be able to fire? Yep, because I'm okay softening up the infantry because we need to get through this as quickly as possible to get into the archers. Okay, in the meantime, let's move forward and start breaking down some of these walls. Make sure the pikes are as close as possible. Just let the slingers do whatever damage they can. Okay, we're actually going to move them forward a little bit further now and see if we can start focusing down some of the archers, because the archers are going to cause us a lot of problems here. Okay, we'll start the pikes moving forward now. Let them just go ahead and march though. Slingers, go ahead and keep shooting.
The walls are breached! Warriors eager for blood! Spears! Spears ready! Spears!
Damage isn't too bad just yet.
Kill! 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 Orders! Kill! Kill! Kill!
But it's obviously going to start to rack up faster and faster. As the battle progresses.
Fire on the enemy! The walls are breached! Battle ready! We hunger for warriors battle! We'll kill them all!
Go ahead and send this one in early.
Ready for order. breached. Warriors ready. Pikemen. Engage.
Send these guys in to start slowing down their missiles a little bit as well. I want to get the pikes in there to do as much of the damage as possible.
Pike infantry ready. Pikes. Pikemen. Ready for orders. At speed. Fierce.
Okay, slingers are still doing what they need to. Once we get in position here, we will go ahead and start the phalanx and start moving in. And now is when we take tons and tons and tons of damage. Yeah, you can already see how many guys we're losing to this. Okay, time for the cavalry to get involved now that we've pulled their... Now that we've pulled their guys off of the sides, we can start getting into the rest of it. Okay, Pike's still taking a ton of damage here. Let's get these levies up here to hopefully soak up some more of it. Start filtering the cavalry on through. No, don't let them out. Okay. So we still ended up taking massive damage in this battle. But I'm not sure what better strategy we could have used here. Okay, slingers, maybe don't shoot. Well, yeah, you can shoot that. That's all their guys. No, don't leave your engagement. I just wanted to click on you. Okay, but we're into the archers now. That'll stop them from shooting. It'll hopefully start routing them quickly. Bit upset that these guys got damaged as bad as they did, but it'll be alright. Start to pull the levies out of the front line and rotate in some healthier pikes. Get some of these lancers into the back. Send the general on over to see if he can chase down a couple of these final units here.
Understood. Ready. Citizen cavalry.
And the more units we run down, the better. So let's bring the cavalry back out of the front line a little bit here. See if we can't kind of blob them up at these exits.
We have captured a tower.
We are going to take a little bit more damage from the towers, but that's okay.
We have captured a tower.
Okay, that should actually be plenty. Yeah, so some pretty heavy casualties, but given what we were up against and the army we had to do it with, I think we did pretty well in that situation. It will take us a little bit to replenish after that. Of course, the alternative is I could just merge and re-recruit, but the more experience these guys get, the less inclined I am to do that. Okay, the steppe horsemen are the only ones that got away. I'm gonna go ahead and keep taking money.
Advance, Commander.
Unfortunately, next turn is winter, so I'll probably take attrition here as well. But we'll start pulling you guys back all the way through to get some replenishment. And then we can have this battle. And then I can probably replace that unit immediately. Before we do the battle, let's go ahead and give them some extra damage to take care of this as well. Don't really need charge bonus for a line of pikes. Skirmisher skill would be nice. Weapon damage and missile damage. Damage inflicted by spears. Okay, pike and hoplite unit damage and campaign map movement range. That's definitely going to be our best bet for now. Skill for all infantry units. Go ahead and just max that out. Alright, now this battle, what are we up against?
For death and honor, Commander.
Just debating merging those guys out or something, but whatever. Okay, we are up against a couple of hoplites, a bunch of skirmishers, bunch of hoplites. Okay, so hoplites and skirmishers. Nothing we can't handle. We'll also get to put these Georgian swordsmen to the test. See how they stack up compared with our axemen. Alrighty, now I do have artillery, so it should force them to come to me. The advantage of that is hopefully it'll isolate their skirmishers from their line infantry. Let's play a little bit reserved at the beginning. So it's smaller, denser units, less javelins. Well, I might look at the stats later. Part of me just doesn't really care that much about the specific stats of those units.
Defensive position! This is a moment when fate calls to us. Let us cast aside caution. Let us prove that we are resolute and bold.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
To the gods. Make our people proud.
What are we shooting at? Whatever we can, looks like. Okay, that's actually not a bad target. It's right at the edge of our range, which means we will be very, very inaccurate with all of those shots, but that's okay. Alright, these two... It's interesting I can't withdraw them.
Yours to command.
These two can just hang out at the back. You don't actually need to do any fighting.
Swords! Swords! Melee infantry at your command.
You guys go ahead and start running up here. We'll leave the more damaged units at the back. I'm content to keep shooting into that. So that's a pretty healthy blob of them. Oof. Yeah, we did some damage there. Man, it is. Computer's acting like it's really struggling to run this game today. Of course, there are just a lot of units on the battlefield. Should probably get the cavalry in play so that we can deal with all those archers. Okay, these couple of guys are no threat at all. We actually won't even spend any skirmisher ammo on them. There's just no need to. Still having reasonably good effects. We could be more effective with the artillery, but we're doing enough, so I'm fine just letting that play out. Okay, their boats have landed, so we can go take them out real quick. Start moving these axes over here, just because I'm not really sure what these two units are doing. Maybe they're just trying to form the right side of the enemy line. Okay, just keep shooting into that. Maybe even get some experience for these spear units as well. Okay, it's good that we've got our mercenaries going in for the charge here, because they can take the brunt of the charge. Those javelins are actually really nice. Leading off a cavalry charge with just a quick javelin toss. Yeah, these couple of units should pretty much die just from javelins.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Yeah, we'll let these spears do some fighting, I think.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
We await your orders.
Try and make sure we get a charge in there. Looks like we got it just before they got their formation together. Oh, you guys don't fire a will. Spears versus hoplites. In a more even fight, I think the hoplites should probably win. But obviously we don't want to give them an even fight.
We await your orders.
Still have yet to lose one of these guys, so they're doing well for themselves. Yeah, we'll probably rout this unit before we take any casualties at all, hopefully. Artillery's out of ammo.
Yours to command.
Bring the final one up.
Quick march. Understood.
Just let it use all of its ammo as well.
Your command up.
big disadvantage of going up against, I mean, it's not really a disadvantage, but the thing that's a little bit sad is when you're going up against Greek units and using Greek units, it's really hard to tell who is who when you turn off the HUD. Archers, go ahead and just get rid of that unit. There's actually still quite a lot of those hoplites remaining.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Orders, my lord. Orders, commander. Warriors ready. Get running. Missile infantry at your command. Ballista.
Okay, you're in position. Go ahead and resume the bombardment.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Yeah, we should be getting some pretty good kills there. These guys can go ahead and just use their javelins to finish off this last little bit of,
What are your orders?
last tiny bit of cavalry.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
It's a colossal waste of javelins, but
Awaiting orders.
it's not like we're under heavy pressure to be super efficient in this battle. Okay,
One of our units has
archers,
used all its ammunition.
not quite in range there yet. Go ahead and step forward.
Awaiting orders. Missile infantry ready.
Okay, let's clean up the formation a little bit before we commit too hard to that.
Yours to command. Fire! We await your orders.
Okay, they're getting a couple of shots into us. Nothing that's actually going to cause problems. They're shooting our least expensive unit. Still just going to keep shelling this mess. Wonder how these artillery pieces actually did for kills. 500 kills basically between the two of them. It's pretty good. They've finally decided to start splitting off. Okay, you3 reform.
Ballista. Your orders.
Archers, ceasefire.
Halt, men. Tarantine cavalry.
Gotta remember that they have a bunch of hoplites too, not just archers. Okay, but they are sending a lot of archers out front right now, so we can go pick off a few of them. Just gotta be careful to not leave my guys in for too long.
Archers.
Can also maybe shoot a few of them.
With honor.
Okay, nope, they brought pikes, or they brought hoplites over.
We'll kill them all. Tarantine cavalry. We await your command. Lancers. Ready and waiting. Stop. Battle. Ready. Warriors. Ready. Tarantine cavalry. Orders.
Okay, artillery, go ahead and actually have a target now. You guys actually just back out of that. Well, maybe we can get a charge in there before they trap us too much more. We're just gonna pull back straight through my lines here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, got a little bit of damage in there, but nothing major. Let's start collapsing the flanks. Go ahead and let you guys charge out there.
By your command. Ready. By your command. Ready to march.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
My lord. Chosen swords. We hunger for blood. Kill.
Go ahead and just start giving some mass charge orders here.
Archers.
Picking off archer targets where we can.
Swords. Ready and waiting. Melee troops awaiting. Ready. Orders. At the ready. Melee infantry ready. Swords. Your orders. At the double. Orders. We await your command. Dead lancers.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
At your service. Ready, your orders. Ready. We await your command. Spear infantry at your command. Swords. Get orders. Melee infantry.
Okay, if we've got active attack
One of our
orders,
units
that's
has
good
used all
enough
its
for me.
ammunition.
Should be able to decisively beat anything that they actually try and throw at us. Okay, we're chasing those guys a little bit too far though.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, we need a little bit of help on the left side just because we're hitting phalanxes in the front.
Orders, my
Could do with a little bit of help against those guys as well.
melee infantry. At your orders.
Maybe our guys are the ones that are spread out there. I was going to say maybe we can hit those spread out units and do some good damage to them. But you guys were actually coming around to help out with that. You guys are coming around to the back of this.
We await your orders. Ready. Draw weapons.
It's a hoplite general, so we don't need to give a charge order there.
Ready for orders.
Not with the cavalry at least. See if we can sneak some cavalry through here. Start to break up this problem area.
What are your orders?
Should be able to get through there. It's our units that we're going through. Okay. Should start to see army losses soon.
The battle is turning in our
It's just a
favor.
garrison force, so their morale shouldn't be particularly good. It's not just a garrison force, but it's mostly a garrison force at this point. Okay, let's have the... Well, they're almost out of ammo anyway. I was going to say stop firing at will, but whatever. They're being fairly accurate. We need more bodies in this mess.
Chosen swords.
You guys can go ahead and back out. Trade up for them. Okay, I don't want to send the cavalry in on that engagement. Okay, we've messed up there and sent the cavalry right into a bunch of
One of our units has
hoplites.
used all its ammunition.
We can just go ahead and pull out of that.
Chosen swords. Orders. Ready and waiting. Your orders.
Get as many troops into the rear of these phalanxes as we can.
Infantry ready.
Start rotating everyone else to deal with the general.
Ready.
Hopefully the general will just rout.
At speed.
Yep, there we go. You don't see artillery kills like that in DEI very often. The AI is usually pretty good about not just clumping up and getting shot to pieces. It looks like the Georgian swords kind of outperformed the axemen, but I also had them more on the front line than I did the axemen. The Axemen were further out on the flank, dealing with smaller engagements. Go ahead and just raise this one, because now we actually need to start fixing the public order. Get some more food, and I'm thinking maybe recruitment here, but let's go public order first.
At your command, march. You have further orders?
Alright, now we can recruit another one of these guys, so let's go ahead and just merge these ones out. To find units that are even missing men anymore. Okay, that one's missing a couple. Disband them, pick up another unit. Right back to full strength.
Ready for orders.
All right.
As you command, on the road again.
Now what I need to be thinking about up here is security against these fleets, because these fleets are probably pretty weak. They're probably mostly missiles, and I think they may have been taking some attrition. I know these ones are right now, but I think they may be taking attrition soon just from losing so much territory so fast.
At your command.
But you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm actually going to raise an army here so that I don't have to commit one of my strong armies to playing defense. This guy's got some city management traits, so we'll recruit him as the general. Okay, didn't mean to do that. Raise an army. It doesn't really matter too much what unit he is. It's cheaper to go with these guys, but they won't be able to replenish for a little bit, so let's just go with that. Go ahead and recruit. Now you, well, you can stay in the settlement for now. You start picking up some more of these Georgian swords, I think. Or Georgian medium infantry.
Sign up, lads, for a good and glorious life.
We're raising our global upkeep costs by doing this, but having the reinforcements will be nice. Having someone to actually hold this city will be invaluable. I'm actually going to drop one of these swords and pick up another unit of cavalry. Because if I'm expecting to get attacked by naval forces, I want to have cavalry to deal with it. Navies in this game, the AI typically gets a lot of missile units. Alright, that should be essentially it for this turn. I'm actually going to disband a bunch of these guys just to cut back another, I don't know, 250 gold. Leave them how they are. Not really any construction we need to be focused on. Got our edicts switched out. Okay. So public order, we're starting to see it maybe turn towards the positive. But we still need some help there. If I go to trade and finance and drop that down, I'm still making quite a bit of money per turn. But it's helping my public order massively, so I'll keep a lower tax rate for now. And we'll end the turn.
Your people are wounded.
Definitely don't want peace with you. My people are getting wounded, but my nation is getting stronger because of it, so. How's that for good leadership? Yeah, the people are screwed. They're dying in wars, but I'm making more money per turn. I can build more buildings.
The love of gold can stir evil in men.
I would, I
Give
think,
us
rather
your
have these
gold.
guys as a
Avoid the
client
evil it brings.
than try and take over their land, because I just don't want to get involved in this province. But you know what? What settlements are in this province? Is this province all the way up there? Yeah, so that Scythia goes all the way up there. This is a separate province. Yeah, we can go ahead and make these guys a client. How much money do they have to offer? Not that much. More than that, though. Okay, we'll go ahead and take 1,200 off of them, and now they're a client state. They had one bout with us and are like, yeah, this is probably not a good idea for our country. Yeah, unfortunately we're going to take some mountain attrition there. But it was needed. We needed to deal with these guys. And we actually managed to get out of there without taking too much more. Okay. We can actually just start immediately marching forward now, because these guys are already at full strength. Advantages of having a local levy barbarian type army. Grumpy's Guard could do with a little bit of replenishment. But we're just going to march them forward. It'll be alright. They'll be okay. These guys get to chill in the city for a little bit. You guys are falling back. Alright. Let's get the maximum public order benefits. Food is still a problem here. We'll start to help it out with this. That's not gonna, well. Yeah, that'll help. Okay, let's go with a civil settlement for the public order for now. And go with that building. Okay, now I think the Scythians might like me less because these guys are now my client state. We're not going to worry too much about that yet. Oh, these guys still like me quite a bit. I just need to make sure they don't take this city before I get there. That's why I'm kind of rushing my armies forward instead of letting them replenish like I normally would. That should be just about all for this turn. Yeah, public order is starting to stabilize a little bit. Obviously still needs some work, but we're seeing a couple of green arrows here. Making really good money in Asia, even with the lower taxes. Now, because it's winter, our predicted income is way down. And a lot of my income right now, I think, is focused on agriculture. So during winter, when we have agriculture penalties, obviously we're not going to make as much money, but we're still in the positive at a lower tax rate, so financially the Hellenic League is in a sound place. Okay, well, I'm going to let some of the construction finish out before I look at too many of those other options. Loyalty still looks great. Did I even do anything this turn? Yeah, I just moved a couple of armies around. Alright. Aspasia, I did not see you having a new skill. Let you steal some more food, and I think start going this way maybe, because I do want to get some kind of non-aggression or peace with, well, so here's what I'm thinking. I can either stop my conquest here at this province and kind of use it as a front, and use these guys as a buffer with like non-aggression, maybe even a defensive alliance. And then I can either do the same up here, get non-aggression on all of that good stuff, and just use diplomacy to create buffers, and then attack down around to my southeast. Or I could just go to war with the nomads now. I think I'll have to wait until I see how their armies stack up, because one of the biggest problems we will have going up against them is our massive lack of mobility. And yeah, that's always the problem against the nomads, but I mean, like, even on the campaign map, hoplites don't move very far, and horse archers do move very far. So we need to corral their armies in. Okay, that is actually potentially concerning, because they could launch an attack, but our garrisons are built up enough that I don't think they can actually take any of my port settlements. Maybe Rhodes is in a little bit of danger. Okay, so we're getting replenishment here, but I want to pull population from further back, away from the front line, while I can.
Commander. On the move.
It would be wise to keep these armies close together, but what I think I'm going to do is this. We'll attack there, send these guys up and around, because yeah, they are recruiting another army here. Now, I really don't want to do a naval invasion of a walled settlement, but that might be the easier option instead of trying to go all the way up and around. But we will see about that shortly. In the meantime, what do I want more? Civil or military improvements? I usually like to have level 4 farms before I start to get level 4 cities. Just because level 4 cities end up taking a lot of food. I would also like to get this early so that we can have high tier artillery. And it actually wouldn't take terribly long to get to that. So let's just go ahead and do it now. Because obviously we will still have to build the workshops up. I don't think anything else needs to be done this turn. I don't need to recruit anyone here. I don't need to, and nothing here jumps out as like, oh, I want to get that unit, so I'm not going to bother. Public order is still pretty stable. Let's just make sure it's not dangerously low anywhere. So this is actually the only province where it's even in the negative right now. Oh no, it's not Palmyra, but we don't really care about Palmyra too much. I mean, I suppose I could be making more money out of here, but whatever, it's just not a priority to me. Alright, now our income is seriously hurting, but if I boost my tax rate back up, we start to lose a lot of that public order, so I think I'll stay with the lower taxes for another turn, and just let it happen. I don't need a ton of money right now for survival, so I think I'm okay to just wait. The other thing I could try and do is get peace out here and then start moving against Rome, because I want to go against Rome before they get too much stronger. Because eventually they will go against me. I think even with a military alliance, Rome would still turn on me in the end.
We humbly ask for a single, modest subsidy.
A little bit annoyed that the Seleucids still have that territory, but since I'm not at war with them, it's not a big deal. Alright. Okay, getting some good construction on the go. Don't really care too much about enemy agents. Let's go discover that nation and then discover this nation next.
Ready for battle.
Make sure we're attacking by land, not by sea.
That path is blocked.
Okay, they did move a fleet in here, which is a bit of a problem because this is not exactly a army built to deal with skirmishers. Let's just encircle it for the time being.
Commander. Ready for battle.
I think we've got the replenishment we need here.
At once.
Go ahead and start moving forward again. And as soon as I can get rid of this faction, I can disband 3 extra armies.
At your command.
So that'll be a ton of extra money back in my pocket. Okay, we're cutting down on our slave population pretty nicely. This will help once we get the cultural conversion going as well. Asia is our moneymaker. We're good on food here. Public order is looking pretty stable, so let's actually keep upgrading this city. This province. Alright, now let me see diplomatically what my options are. So these guys kind of hate me. Why? Because they're buddy-buddy with Bosphorus, okay. These guys don't exactly like me either.
Or foolish, or just mad? Well, speak.
So what I'm thinking here is non-aggression with these factions, and then just deal with the Scythians militarily.
Speak quickly and well. Speak ill.
I would like to trade with these guys because it just helps the It helps prevent them from turning on me because it boosts my relationship with them. But it'll be a long time before they like me enough to trade, I think.
My time is better spent feasting and hunting.
Okay, the other thing I can do is move this spy. Since I've discovered that faction now, I can just move this spy straight over here. Alright, now let's see. What I could do is merge these guys in with the rest of the Galatians and then pick up some mercenary cavalry. And it's just light cav, but it's still cavalry that'll help us deal with the missiles. Do you know what? I think I'm actually going to do that, and then we'll have this battle to start the next episode.
We take this settlement.
All right. Well, things are still kicking off. The Sumerians are putting up a little bit of a fight with their fleets, but they are pretty much wrapped up, and hopefully in the next episode we can finish them off completely. But anyway, we will see you guys in the next one.